I love that this calls like like different versions of like starting the day. And we got in the car, in the office, getting ready, in the bathroom. Brooks, I don't know if Brooks is getting ready or just hiding from family.
No,
Bathrooms.
I'm in a doctor's office.
Oh, I just see a towel behind you and like a mirror. I'm just like, are you
Yeah, they
hiding?
took it.
So,
Sorry.
all right. So today's workshop Wednesday, and I know I told Michelle was like, you got to give me 5 minutes, and
I'm
now it's
almost.
been seven. So I don't know what else to do.
No, you're good. I'll kick it off here. I'm just a few blocks down, so I can kick it off. I wanted to talk to you guys today. I just wanted to re-emphasize the importance of having a presence on social media. I have just found year over year it continues to get better, and we're on what, month 9, and I have 10 deals this year that I can directly attribute to being present on social media. So I wanted to hit that hard today and just kind of go over the tips and things that we are doing regularly to stay present and really help you understand how to use social media as a tool that can help you generate leads. And ultimately, it's building relationships, right? You're generating leads because you're building relationships. So, to get started, how many, I know I probably follow all of you guys on social media. How many of you feel like you have a good, steady plan on social media, how to manage social media, all that, all the things? Cool. How many of you feel like there's still room for growth? It's me too. I think we'd be naive, right, if we weren't all just thinking like we forever need to be growing in that area. Um, Obviously, I've talked about this many a time. My platform of choice is Facebook. Two reasons, right? The demographic of people that are on Facebook are pretty much the demographic of my client. And then also the that's just where I have really put my focus and growth on. I haven't navigated learning, Instagram and TikTok and all those things. So there are several different ways to do things. And you can pick the platform of your choice. Whichever platform you're going with, though, it's all about building relationships and building a community, right? That's the big thing with social media, building a community and helping people feel like they are part of your world, like they're your friend. For example, so I'm doing some coaching with a gal named Rachel Adams Lee, who is an agent in California. And I took a course with her, or it was actually a conference that we had through KW, probably 5, 6, 7. It would have been 7 years ago. She came to Iowa and she talked about social media strategy. And I started following her. And now she's the one that, like, she's been coaching me on social media strategy. And now she's helping me deploy some coaching courses. But I had a conversation with her yesterday. We had a one on one. And I've never met her in person other than just, sitting in the same room that we were having, conference in. And I was like, she said something and I said, oh, that's fine. I trust you. Whatever you guys come up with is great. I feel like I know you. I've known you since before you met Ryan, who's her husband. She's been married and had 4 children since I met her. And I truly feel like I'm her best friend and I know her family because of the way that she presents herself on social media. So building those relationships are really important, whether it's people that you know personally or people that you think you could do business with in the future. We've talked a lot in the past about how to build up your audience. There's many different ways, but I would say start small and really just start adding your clients as you have clients. It is important for them to see you on social media. Social media has just become such a great advertising tool that I think clients expect you to be on social media and expect you to be present. So if you're friending them, they're going to be able to see, then you can tag them in your just listed posts and those kind of things so they can see that you're working for them too. So I think that's very important to friend your clients on Facebook, and then just start friending people that could be your clients as you're meeting them. I'm always, as I'm in, kind of build in conversation with people. If I'm at a networking event, if I'm out to dinner with people that maybe like we met their friends that came over and joined us at the table, whatever it is. I'm always thinking in my mind, is this someone that I maybe want to further the relationship with and continue on Facebook? So I'm always sending friend requests to people as I meet them, if we had a good conversation. Now, on the flip side, there is power in unfriending people too. So if you have people on your Facebook that are either they just make you cringe, they just make you feel super negative, do not be afraid to unfriend. And if you feel like it's offensive to unfriend, at least unfollow them so they don't show up in your feed. But the same thing, if there's people in your feed that maybe you're not really close to, you're not sure why you're friends with them, don't be afraid to unfriend them. Um, to kind of clean up your feed and teach the algorithm to focus on the people that you want to be friends with. I don't know how many of you guys follow John Sheplack on social media. Any of you guys? He's
Oh
a
yeah.
big he is a big coach for several high producing agents and teams in the real estate world. And him and then his son Alec is also a coach, and both of them have a strategy where they basically say peel off anybody that doesn't serve your business. Now you got to be careful, right? Like some of us want to be friends with people on Facebook and want to have that personal relationship, but there is power in peeling off people that don't want to, you don't want in your social media feed, and then also adding people. I think they recommend adding 20 friends a day. That's a bit much for me. I don't think I have the time and the bandwidth to do that. So right now I stick with 5. Um, but adding people is going to help. It's the bigger the audience you have, as long as you have an audience that's actually engaging and you're friending the right people, the more engagement you're going to get and the more growth you're going to get. So I've seen over the past 4 or 5 years, I used to maybe have 10 or 20 people see my posts. Now, on average, I have somewhere between 800 and 2,500 people that are seeing all of my posts. So, and it's not about likes. People don't, not everybody likes your stuff. Not everybody engages with your stuff, but people are seeing your stuff. So where else can you do advertising and get out to 1,000, 2,000 people for free? That's the big thing. It's free advertising. Um, so start building that audience, and as you start building the audience with the right people, you start peeling back the people that aren't engaging, that aren't like providing value to your page, and you start adding people that you want to be in relationship and connection with. You're going to notice that your engagement score is going to increase too, and your reach of who's seeing your things are going to get out as well. I I think having a business page is important from a perspective of like a website tool, but I don't even focus on our business page. I don't even really look at our business page numbers. Like it's there for credibility. My big thing that I focus on is my personal, because that's where the relationships and the magic happens. That's where you get the referrals. That's where people start to feel connected to you and then come back to you. I've had 2 just this year that came to me that were people that I didn't really know. I knew them. Like one of them was a lady from PTO that we volunteered together, but we never really had any meaningful conversation. We just knew that we were in that same like PTO sphere. And then another one was a gal from high school that I have not talked to since high school, that both came to me and asked me to list. One of them was her own property, help her list and buy, and then another one was for her aunt, who's kind of like a mom to her. And they both said to me that they wouldn't have chose anybody else. That they both made it almost seem like we were best friends. That like didn't have another choice. And these are people that I have not talked to in years, but because I am so present on social media, they came to me. And I'm going to tell you guys, neither of these two ever liked or engaged with anything or did very minimally. So it's not about who's necessarily engaging from a liking, and commenting perspective. People are watching. People do come out of the woodwork. Um, I post a lot of personal, but I also post a lot of business. I don't probably have the best strategy. I need to buckle down a little bit more on like timing of posts, how frequently to sprinkle in like the business versus the personal. So if you look through my page, there's some days where it's like business, 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 business. And then I'll have a stretch of personal, 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 personal. And then sometimes I'm like peppered both of them throughout. The correct way would be to kind of pepper it balanced and not be too heavy on one side or the other. Um, but you can go either way with that. Go ahead, Matt.
So, I mean, maybe Ramil can talk about this too, because we just had this conversation yesterday. Facebook and their algorithm is getting super touchy. And I've got professional dashboard on my thing. And if you like, I would check to see if you have any issues related to your account or your profile. Because I've got 3 strikes against me for spam because certain posts I put up were directing people to a link off of Facebook misleadingly. And it didn't shut off my ability to monetize or participate in badges and such. However, I've got an orange like warning label next to my profile in the dashboard. Yesterday, I was talking with Ramil. Ramil, why don't you share a little bit about what you discovered this week?
Yeah, so I woke up Saturday and doing regular stuff, try to get on Facebook, and they suspended my account. They said that essentially that I represent a dangerous person to the community, and or something that's been shared that doesn't line up with um their thought process, something. But I didn't share anything or do anything. But anyway, they suspended it. And so like now I'm going through like the appeal process. Um and it's like I said, it's been since Saturday. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna come back, if I'm gonna get it back. If it's just gonna they're just gonna take it away. But yeah, it sucks because like I was talking with Matt, before I didn't think that Facebook would like I rely too heavily on Facebook, but now that I don't have it, like there's a lot of people that I connected through with that were only on Facebook or Messenger, that now I really don't have a way to get a hold of them. So yeah, the last couple of days have been kind of, figuring out, okay, what's kind of a fail safe if, social media goes away, or, where do I have these people backed up to, and how can I always make sure that I have, a master list of ways that I can get a hold of people that I need to.
You bring up a good point. I'm going to circle right back to that. First of all, though, do you guys have verified accounts through Facebook? The paid accounts with the little check mark?
Mm-mm.
I hate to say it. I pay for it specifically for these reasons. I hate to say it, but a lot of people end up with issues and then can't get a hold of how to get it cleared up because they're using like a lot more AI. Um, I'm probably going to jinx myself. I need to find some wood here, but it seems like the verified accounts they don't touch. They stay away from a little bit more than the other accounts. So it's not it's not terribly expensive. I think I do both Facebook and Instagram, and it's $20 a month. I think it might be 12 or 15 just for Facebook. I hate to say that we should have to even pay for that or even have to recommend that, but that might be something going forward that can help protect you. And when you do have an issue, you get a little bit more touch, like a little bit more into someone. So might be worth investing into. And I don't know, Ramil, I think you can add it still. Like you have an Instagram account too, right?
Yeah, I have Instagram. Instagram didn't get
So
affected, but yeah, Facebook
I
did.
think I think I've heard someone say you can add it through Instagram and then add Facebook on, and then it helps get your account recovery back. That was on one of the real estate pages, with some gals who had lost their coverage too. There was a whole debate over, is the check mark worth it? So it
That's
might
20
be
bucks,
worth
and that's
trying.
20
Might
bucks
not.
a month for both.
It's $20 a month for both. You have to add your photo ID. You can't change your profile picture. Like they have to approve every time you change your profile picture because they want to make sure it's really you and it has to be
Uh,
your face. But yeah, for me personally, I don't know if it's just like I said, I really am like feeling like I want to vomit saying this, like I'm going to jinx myself, but I haven't had a lot of the issues that other people have had. And when I'm reading in those feeds, it seems like a lot of people that are verified are having a lot better luck of not getting locked out. So that might be something to consider. But the other thing too, Ramil, you hit the nail on the head. The big thing, and I definitely could use some, like listening to my own words here. The big thing here is when you get people into your sphere, having some sort of product, something that gets them to give you their contact info so that you have other ways of getting a hold of them. This is where it would be really important to have a newsletter, that you're putting out there, and have maybe people sign up for your newsletter, sign up for whatever. You can have those freemium tools. Matt did a great class on that, a while back. And so make sure you're capturing your audience and getting their information as well can be really important, because we don't want to be reliable on any one source, whether that's email, whether that's phone, whether that's social media, because at any given time we can have issues that cause things to go away, or we get regulations in place where we can't contact them through those methods. So the more information you have on people, the better. Obviously, I think we've been hearing this for years too, but video is king. Right now, reels are trending again, and carousels are trending. One thing that is carrying over and trending right now is when you create a post on social media, create it on Facebook, create it as a carousel on Instagram, and separate that. And you can have the same picture on every one and then just put words over it. So basically, if you have a post that, let's say, has 4 paragraphs, turn that into a 4-picture carousel with the paragraphs written over the picture. That seems to be getting a lot of traction right now. And then the reels, where if they're not like educational, if they're more like 10 steps to staging your house or whatever, you have like a 7-second, like a 5 to 7-second video, and then you have everything you need in the comments. So it just loops. That still seems to be getting good traction. And then I don't know if it's just me, but my static photos with a caption on it on Facebook are probably get the most traction right now. So making sure like that when you take a picture, it's an engaging picture, something that makes sense to either capture the moment and it almost tells a story in itself. Those really will get some good traction right now. And then the other thing is making sure that you are building those relationships. If you're taking the time to post on social media and have a social media strategy, it is equally as important that you are engaging in social media too. So not posting and ghosting. Obviously, if someone takes the time to comment on your post, we know how many people don't comment and like. You better take the time to comment back and engage with them on that. But also making sure that you're going to other people's posts, pages, and commenting on that as well. Part of our 5-5-5 strategy, where you're, not only friending 5 new people, but you're going and finding 5 people that you haven't engaged with in a while, and you're engaging with their posts with 5 words or more. And when you engage, make it conversational. So asking a question, throwing something in there. Sometimes I will just be like, I do this probably more often than not. I've seen something that's happened with them and I'll be like, oh, totally unrelated, but I saw Johnny went off to college. How you doing with that? So just make sure you're engaging with them, asking those questions, and really getting that conversation going. Because at the end of the day, social media is about conversation and community. The social media platforms want you to put out content that engages people and keeps them on their platform. And there's no better form of engagement than conversation and building relationship. That's where kind of the magic happens. How many of you guys on here have marketplace groups or like community groups that you're part of on your social media pages? Cool. Are you guys active in those groups? Okay. It varies, right? Again, you're looking for the right avatar and the right demographic of people that you want to engage with, that you want to be in business with. But that can be another tool too, to draw people in, to gain followers and have people connect with you, is if you're engaged in meaningful ways. One of the best ways you can be engaged without being salesy and spammy is when people say, I need a plumber, I need an electrician, I need someone to mow my lawn, I need whatever, right? Being of value in those community pages, because then other people are going to see that you are of value. And again, if you are posting on your page, you're going to end up with people in those community groups that are going to click on you when you make a comment that they find is of value, and they're going to stalk your page. So if you're posting on your page and you're making sure that your posts are public, which you absolutely should, you're going to draw people in from that way too. That can be another way to get engagement and just hook people in from that perspective. Anybody got questions, thoughts around social media in general, building community, all those things?
When you're posting things with links, don't post any links from your MLS. If you have a website, post it from your website. That's why so many people were getting flagged by Facebook, is because they were posting them directly from the MLS.
And I think the big thing that I've read too, don't put any links in your caption itself or in your post itself. That will tank your engagement. The best thing to do is put the link in the comments. And seriously, if you guys are curious on what's right to do and what's wrong to do, go follow like big news stations, big companies that pay people big bucks to make sure that their stuff's seen. You'll notice like big companies, a lot of the news companies now don't put the link right in their post. They put it in that first comment because they know that they're going to lose engagement. Engagement's going to tank if it's in the base of that caption.
Until the algorithm
Yes.
shifts again. Here's one thing just to keep in mind for all this. Other than the check mark, how much do you pay to use Facebook? Nothing, which means you are the product. Facebook's business is to sell advertising for people on Facebook.
Yep.
If you're posting stuff to get people off of Facebook, Facebook's like, not unless you pay us. So if you're getting creative to try to get people off, you're going to eventually get flagged. The AI is getting smarter every single day.
Yeah.
Which is why there's business accounts, which is why you can pay to boost stuff, which is why you have to pay for ads with links for people to go sign up for something. If you're trying to do it for free, it'll get ghosted and you'll get strikes like I did for 3 posts. One of them was a CTC call. One of them was for my event that I had. And another one was for something else that was like innocuous. But it was like, now I've got these 3 spam strikes and they're like, we're not going to shut you down because of the frequency of these posts, but heads up, these are against violations. So Facebook wants original, organic content that creates engagement on the platform. If you're creating a great video with great ideas and great topics and great content, that's awesome. If you're putting links and trying to get people off of Facebook, it will not be seen.
Yeah. And I think you made a good point there too. The other thing to consider with that too is like, I even had to shift. I had an open house advertisement that said open house, and it looked very like, like something to draw people in, like it was a salesy thing. Facebook didn't show a lot of that. So like this morning, I'm like, oh, I want people to my age in open house. I'm going to put a crazy picture of me in the 80s and be like, hey, does your headshot look like you're from the 80s? Come to our open house and get it updated. Because Facebook's going to see that and say, oh, that's a person, a story, something fun, and not feel salesy, where they use so much AI right now. They're looking for things that look like advertisements, that look like sales pitches. They don't want those. That's not what they want their platform to be.
Any image that has more than 30% text is now flagged as a flyer.
Yep.
And it's throttled back. So so you got to take the text off your images unless it's like embedded like a line or a meme, etc. Right? But anything more than that is a flyer. And Facebook said it like, hey, you're trying to post a flyer to get people to do stuff off Facebook. No, not on our watch, not for free. You don't get to do that for free, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. They don't. I think that's because that's what they know people don't want. They know people don't want to feel like they're being sold to. So how do you create and craft your content in a way that is engaging? Storytelling, right? It's all about storytelling. So even and it's something that to even think about, like in your listing videos, everything that you're doing should be storytelling. If it's gonna go on social media, even YouTube, right? Like anywhere, any form of social media, you should be telling a story and not selling a product.
Think about again, I go back to, as a consumer, what's the content that keeps me watching? What's the kind of stuff that, like, what's the kind of video that has me watching to the end without scrolling through. And the thing is that none of that had any kind of trick me links in it. If I like the content, my very next action is I hit the profile, I see their stories. If their stories are great, I hit the profile again to see their bio. And if there's a link in their bio for more, I follow it. I look, hey, do they have a TikTok? Do they have a YouTube channel? Like, I know, like, anchor content that's high value and high quality, I will follow it. And so will your consumer. If your consumer's in the mindset of like, hey, that was a really creative or highly informative or really funny real estate video, and they're in the back of their mind starting to think about real estate, they're going to go deeper into your content without having to be tricked to click or type DM in the comments for a flyer. Like, they're gonna follow you.
Yeah.
They're gonna show up in your stuff.
And if you leave enough information out, they're gonna reach out to you. If they're serious enough to need the information, they're gonna reach out to you.
Which
People
is
that
why
are gonna click the
your
link.
bio now, the text, the way that people connect to you in your bio is more important now than ever before.
Mm-hmm. That's where I think
If
a
your
link tree.
Instagram is locked, shame on you. If it's a private profile, shame on you. Like, if you get creepers, block. Use the block feature. If you get inappropriate DMs, and again, I can't speak to this personally, but like, ladies, I totally empathize. I get it. Block, report, block and report all day if you have to. But like, people should be able to reach you and see your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's where like you hit it on the head again with the link in the making sure you have links in your bio, whether that's your website, Linktree. There's free versions of Linktree where you guys could add in and have something that just says see all my listings, anything from that perspective, but have your link in your bio and have that be the main source, and then leave things vague enough so that people are going to click and reach out to you.
Yeah. Word.
All right.
And
We are at time. For those of
Thank
you
you.
that aren't blacklisted from Facebook right now,
Everyone try to search for Ramil, see if he shows up, because I couldn't find him. He's hiding.
Yes. That's so frustrating. You've done such a good job. But you know what, Ramil? I am positive that if you had to recreate a channel, you might even honestly blow up and do better
They
because you're
won't
just
even
got
let
such
him.
good content.
They won't even let
I
him
tried.
do
They
a new
won't let
one.
me even do a new one.
Dang it.
Yeah.
You're that bad. You are that
Yep.
that dangerous.
I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of a threat.
Yeah. I signed up for the verified thing, so I'm going to see how I can talk to someone.
All right. Well,
Kind of
report back
it,
to us.
so,
We'd love to hear
yeah.
if that worked or
Yeah,
not.
see if you get out of Facebook jail.
Yep.
All right, guys. We will see you all Friday.
All right,
Have a good
y'all.
one.
Later.